Welcome to the third instalment in the series of podcasts that are accompanying the Innovation and Enterprise module. This time we look at the topic of commercialisation and we explore a couple of examples from last year's projects to help us think about this issue. According to the Compact Oxford English Dictionary, to commercialise means to manage or exploit in a way designed to make a profit. Now, in this module we'll be taking a wider definition to that. You may look at how you could exploit your project idea or your involvement in it in such a way as to be a social enterprise, or as to gain some funding from some arts council or music body or some other society, as well as the more conventional approach of thinking about how could I use this product or the service that I've developed to make a longer term living once this single project for a single client has actually been finished. So overall in the module we'll be encouraging you to look at how you could make a living from the project or your involvement in it. In the main module, the weeks 2 to 6, once iCamp has finished, we'll be developing the basis of a business plan. So you'll be considering what's your unique selling point, what might be the strengths and weaknesses of the offering that you could bring to the marketplace, who would be your main competitors in that market, what would be the risks associated with undertaking this particular endeavour. So we'll be developing those in weeks 2 to 6, but first of all in iCamp, the first week of the module, we are going to be introducing you to some creativity techniques and encouraging you to discuss with others around the room how you might take this idea, this single product for a sole client, and use it as the springboard and as a way of giving you a longer term enterprise or living from that undertaking. Yes, I suppose that's a good question. Some of you probably are thinking, do we have to commercialise the whole project, the whole product, or should we be thinking about building a business from our contribution to it? Well, I think the first thing to emphasise is that all assessment in Innovation and Enterprise, and iCamp is part of this, is individual assessment. So although in iCamp you will be coming to the presentations as a group, as a team, you will be assessed individually. So you need to have your own ideas that have been discussed with colleagues, obviously, but have your own ideas to present at iCamp and to build into the basis of a business plan later in the module. And there are various ways you can do this. First of all, it could be by emphasising the role that you undertook within the project, and some people might wish to commercialise that aspect of it. In other cases, all members of the team might be wishing to develop the whole of the product in one way or another to one market or another in terms of their commercialisation. Both of these are quite possible, but we'll have a look at a few examples and see if this helps you in thinking about this. One group last year for their final year project developed a social networking system for university students. In Innovation and Enterprise, all members of the team wished to take the whole project idea and look at how they might commercialise that. Nobody was particularly interested to develop just their role in the project or to develop a subset of it for commercialisation. So this is how they went about it. One member of the team looked at commercialising the initial idea, its use by university students, and built upon that an outline business plan. A second member of the team, who came from Hong Kong and had an interest in the fashion industry, looked at how the social networking system might actually be used as a way of people who are planning weddings, getting in touch with others who've had a similar experience. A third member of the team, who was actually studying Spanish here at the university and was taking a single module in our faculty, looked at the same piece of software, the same artifact, and he thought what he could do with it was come up with a buddying system where foreign nationals studying over here had some means through this of connecting up with people from home who are studying their language, and it would give them a networking place where they could practice these foreign language skills. So there you see, 3 members of a team all looking at commercialising the same product, but using that to come up with a commercialisation in 3 entirely different segments of the market. Okay, let's look at a second project. A couple of students I'm aware of last year were working on developing a music comparison site along the lines of uswitch.com or mysupermarket.com. And again, they both wish to commercialise the full idea in some way into hopefully different segments of the marketplace. One of them took forward the idea of having a site for the comparison of the prices of songs, recorded music, as their idea that was then developed into an outline business plan. And the second member of the team looked for a different segment of the marketplace, and I believe she concentrated on musical instruments, coming up with a business idea for a comparison website which allowed somebody who was looking for a bass guitar to be able to compare the prices offered by different suppliers of that particular bass guitar. So once again, there we have a single artifact being commercialised in quite distinct ways by 2 members of the same project team. Now I suppose some of you might argue that actually the project you're producing is something that's got more artistic merit rather than some business potential. For instance, if you're composing a piece of music to demonstrate your ability as a composer, how could we take that forward in innovation and enterprise? Well, I guess the simple answer is everybody has to make a living. Even a composer has to think about, has to come up with some ideas how they're going to turn their artistic talent into some venture for making money in one aspect, in one way or another. So you might consider your ideas and issues relating to gaining a grant by an arts council or some other body. You may consider how you could use your artistic skills, your performance or composing abilities to take forward what you've been doing here as a single example into some form of commercial activity in the career that follows your time at university. There we are then. Innovation Enterprise is part of your overall project studies in your final year. It allows you to take the project as a starting point, that project which you're developing against a specification for a single client, and think about different ways that you might commercialise that activity. In week 1 at iCamp, we begin the journey by using creativity techniques and brainstorming with other people you'll meet at the event to think about different ways that this might be taken forward. And then in weeks 2 to 6 of the module, we'll start developing the basis of an outline business plan for that commercialisation of your final year project. Good luck, see you again soon.